Hello, and welcome to another episode of my Stars Let's Play. This is Northstar. Um, oh, that's a cool-ish graphic. So for those of you who are watching and been watching the series, welcome back. For those new, welcome. I've got this organized in a playlist to check out from the beginning. Now, I'm actually suffering from insomnia right now. That may seem an odd thing to say for those of you who noticed the time when I was briefly looking at OBS there for a fraction of a second. But I am disabled on COVID and I sleep all sorts of weird hours because I wake up far earlier than I should when I go to sleep. Often have trouble falling asleep. So the combination of insomnia and premature wake up very often leads to my being awake odd hours. And based on when I last woke up, I should be asleep now, but my body's not allowing it. So I guess I'll be a little more in tune with nature at the moment. I'm exhausted. I'm not thinking super clearly. But hey, the loopiness, maybe it'll be beneficial to you guys. I'm also know I've been making mistakes this campaign. I'm trying to just take a laid back approach. My little relatively pacifist empire. Right now they're promoting and celebrating their technological achievements, but they also are running genetic identification. The society requires every citizen to be registered from birth and genetic indexed using every level of bureaucracy. And I can assume, based on the society research and biology research speed, that there's actually a lot of research going on the genetics of the population. Combination with that and tying it into sociology, trying to connect social psychology and sociology kind of stuff. More social psych, actually, because sociology is the study of how societies are structured. But tying, that research back into that genetic data, using it as a data set that people have no choice but to provide. I'm trained as a biologist in real life, and was trying to get to be a physician. Got a graduate degree, biology. Then later went back to grad school, for a couple more master's degrees. One that's what's known as a special master's, which helps you get into med school, because I had no luck getting into med school after just a master's in bio. I worked some odd jobs because I got stuck in a rural area. Then I worked as an EMT for a while, got some clinical hours, but I wasn't getting to med school, so special masters, kind of a second last shot at that, where if you do well in it, it's very challenging academics, exceedingly challenging. It's in many cases taught at a med school by med school professors, including some of the content from the first year of an MD, which is what this program was. I was getting straight 4.0s in it. I was definitely going to make it into an MD program after that, after my performance. And I threw in another, doubled up with another master's, just in case I didn't, that was more applicable for getting jobs after graduating, so that I could, promote to a specialist tier job, to use Stellaris terms, to not be stuck working as an EMT. And even though I trained in biology, did research in stem cells and viruses, actually. I got stuck in a rural area. Family didn't help me move to where the jobs were filled. By the time I was able to move, I'd been out of the field too long. Wasn't able to get jobs in biotech, pharmaceutical industry, even though I did get some interviews, but generally speaking, I think they were only interviewing me so that they could say they interviewed so many U.S. citizens, and then they would hire foreign nationals on H-1B visas, I think it's called. And they would often hyper exploit these workers, paying them poor wages, though I would have gladly worked for the same wages, and bullying them into, doing things like questionable scientific integrity in some of the research. I mean, this is part of how the pharmaceutical industry biases its data as people that are afraid to stand up to the subtle manipulations. And I mean, different companies, some are more honest than others, but a lot of pharmaceutical companies in the US do subtly bias their research to make things look better than they really are. And many assholes will deny that in the industry, but they have an interest in lying, obviously. Which isn't to say that, you have on the other hand the FDA trying to work against this, so it does somewhat balance that out, at least until recent years with Trump. Greatly weakening that counterbalance against, the pharma companies trying to get drugs approved that should not be approved, and sometimes turn out, after they've been out for years, to be exceedingly dangerous and get pulled from the market. And there's been more and more regulatory capture over the years. There's just all sorts of problems with it's not, pharmaceuticals are not inherently bad, just like genetically modified organisms aren't, but if you put it in the hands of a private corporation whose interest is only profit. Anyways, but then I got disabled on COVID. So enough about me. I was thinking what I wanted to be doing here. I should probably save up alloys and build another science ship. As for leaders, I could try and hire this guy. See if he gets a useful second trait. Possibly let and go this person, or I could just let this official level up and maybe I'll get something useful. He's got resilient, somewhat younger. I guess, yeah. I don't. If I remember correctly, carefree scientists can't gain the meticulous trait, which makes this a sub-optimal choice if I want to get lots of anomalies. But young, this scientist is nice and young, and honestly, I need someone to go and fall behind the other scientists and do their anomaly research. Well, this guy tries to actually find anomalies. So, this guy's a Minister of Defense, which I suppose is a role I want filled. Sort of. Maybe. It does contribute to council progress, so until I'm ready to replace that council seat, maybe with something else. If that's even possible. I've never messed around enough with council stuff. Keep that guy, but Iron Fist is useless if I'm not running slaves, which I'm not. So, could place with the enlister here. As a sector governor, this would add soldier jobs. All right. Governor effects. Authority and capital buildings, stability. Governor skill +2. So yeah. Sector governor gets overridden by planetary, which means although the hair does level up faster. Could that make this guy sector governor? Tian Hu. Let me just test something here. This guy is just Minister of Defense. This remove. Oh, no, it forces on the sector capital. Okay. Interesting. The hair levels up faster. Gets some passive XP from being hair. So he is the right choice. He'll govern the capital. Well, because it's the more productive of my two air quote planets. And because if there are other planets that end up in the sector, he'll be the sector governor. I'm not gonna probably have this lister in charge of anything, am I? It's not gonna be governor of any sector anytime soon. Maybe someday. Yeah, I'm tempted to get rid of this Minister of Defense and replace him, but this guy. I mean, eventually I'll have another sector, and nah, I'll try and get a better commander in 2.4 years, and I'll probably dismiss this guy, William McCarthy, at that point. Unless I'm not sure he's worth the uni. Maybe I should dismiss him now. Yeah, because then I would have to hire a new Minister of Defense. So yeah, this guy is going to go. William McCarthy, most likely. Gabriel Flores, we'll see if rolls a good trait for the second one. Otherwise, might fire this leader. Head of research is doing head of research things. But yeah, I'm also running Genesis guides, which I can reform out of later, but yeah, gives Genesis arcs, which adds pre-sapient pops when I colonize a world. I don't know if you get two different species if the planet already has pre-sapients, because both the ones I've surveyed had pre-sapients. So will I get two pre-sapients each world, or will it just be extra pops? I'll find out. Like 6 instead of the normal 3. But yeah, Genesis guides. This society is devoted to the creation of emerging species. As the stewards of evolution's potential, they allocate portions of their worlds to safeguard the development of pre-sapient life forms. It does reduce terraforming costs and speed, but you can't terraform worlds with protected pre-sapients. Although I think I'm actually allowed to set pre-sapient policy to... Nope, not as exterminate. It's useful, though, for terraforming barren worlds into habitable ones. Cheaper, eventually, I suppose. trying to figure out if there's market stuff to do. Right now. Doesn't really look like it. Eventually I'll move in there some or whatever. When did I finish? I really was whipping through stuff and didn't. Let's add a city district. Short on energy to remove the last industrial wasteland. But could use the priest, the metallurgist, biologist, physicist, etc. So, city district. Oh yeah, I could, if I got enough alloys, add another orders dimens. Adds quest progress and defense armies, and yeah, it's not useless. Oh no, wait, what? Well, yeah, city district and then probably another alloy foundry. Pop growth is king, queen, whatever. No, that takes 480 days. What am I saying? I'll do the alloy foundry first. Let's get this alloy foundry done. The metallurgists working these foundries produce high quality alloys. I'll probably be able to clear the slums by the time it's done. That'll also be useful for expanding, the orders dimens to add to population capacity on Anchor, which add to habitats are considered hospitable, so undeveloped districts only have 300 capacity instead of 400. So it's adding 500 capacity, whereas city district only adds 200 on Hesek Prime. So Anchor should probably actually get to add to growth from pops. Yeah, Anchor should get another orders dimens. The order should not be limited to any keep or starbase. Nay, only with vast open spaces, worlds and systems, bountiful resources, and good hunting can they truly thrive. I've never understood that flavor text, why it refers to vast open spaces, but whatever. Oh yeah, I'm gonna want to swap this from development focused exploration before the 5-year mark when it no longer is free at some point. Although guaranteed research option of planetary unification, not a terrible idea. Mr. State leveled up. Was waiting for that. Charismatic 2. Interesting. Shipwright. Principled. Yeah, this will add to. Let's get principled. Principled leadership. That adds to stability. This counselor, so on all my worlds, Mystic Prime is nearly 100% stable. Once I get factions, maybe Principle 2, I might even have 100% stability on the home world. We'll see. This costs minerals instead of alloys. Upkeep's not too bad. This. Compared to it's like 15-ish for 2 consumer goods. 15-ish research. Yeah, I should add stronghold. Add another 100 night jobs to the order habitat, which will promote some of these squires. Cool. And make the quest go a little faster too. Sell some more food off. Yeah. Let's survey the star and this on the way this way. Actually, lose too much time. I should first entered the sector, queue that all up, but I'll continue on my way. Off to find new empires. Said I probably should do this anomaly before I meet an empire. I think you get a first contact remnants thing event, so gradually meeting empires instead of all at once might be better. Hmm. You know what? Double back. Yeah. Found enough. I probably yeah, let's find out what's in this dead end system here, actually. Got my attention on this. The scientist. Once I have a science ship and it's in position, that'll be the next thing. Research station output versus researcher upkeep. Yeah. Research station output. And will I do research subsidies? A little bit of energy for a little bit of extra. Research output. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to type this much edict capacity. Maybe. Meh. Nah. As I add colonies and stuff, the edict costs will go up, and I'll have to spend one time fee just to even grab that thing. Plus, uni can be used to hire scientists and such. Which I'll be doing for too long. Did have that one engineering outpost, so I had to get 0.6 engineering research from that tradition. Hmm. If there was a way to set a rally point in newly trained ships. So turn off the pull in orbit. When I train armies, I usually would prefer them to be on the planets until I need them elsewhere. Um, the Einstein. Let's go get that anomaly. I'll hire a carefree scientist right before. At least no asteroids here. Um, does also help to explore places and search if, space fauna. Haven't found it yet, though. But then I could put envoys on. I think they could still do first contact. Envoys. Oh, haven't found anything else. Um, hmm. This might not be a completely optimal path, but it's better than what the game will have them do by default. So boom. I turn here. Uh, let's find out what's in that sector. Looking for anomalies and also to set up outposts. Yeah, I know this night ship has no leaders. More alloys. Used for quest as well as a lot of other stuff. Maybe I should have started with kept with the very first campaign and kept the basically the civic where you search for relics, be locked with it, or its corporate version the whole game. Would have given me an anomaly discovery chance, and that would have synergized with questing nights, giving anomaly discovery chance as well, and map the stars, and my current agenda, chart the known. Just find tons of anomalies, and besides that, I don't know how useful this really is, genetic identification. Time for new scientists. Young, carefree. Progress for peace and prosperity. Yeah, because he's a pacifist. Previously was a technician on my homeworld. Worked in power plants. Anyways, investigate this asteroid. See what it provides. Don't have that event memorized. There's outcomes. No. Investigate and then go about exploring, I guess. Maybe. We'll see what I get from that. Might have other anomalies to research. Get going back here. Early game, micro is more important. Later, things snowball. I can't do this forever. New resource discovery. Zoro. The ISS Discovery discovered a previously unknown strategic resource. Zoro, in the I'm not even trying to pronounce that, Kawajum system is a rare aerosol with unknown origin, and when ingested, it enhances the psi abilities of psionically gifted individuals. Can't extract it yet. I'll turn off auto pause because very often I open something like this and another toxic terraforming cannon. Interesting. Often pause right before I could just sort of. Yeah. So finding the Zoro is cool. That's for sure. All these knights. Let's advance the quest. Talks God a little faster. This provides extra naval capacity and tech. Great, and stuff like that, you know? Fun. Wait, how did I eat through my stored science research that quick? I think I calculated how long it would take, and it was whatever. It's the first time I've added this society research really well, actually. And this guy got principles the first time. Could have. Like the first thing, no, whatever. Enough always expand the order's demands on anchor. So now I'm basically just advancing the quest. Saving a while. Too many saves. Convenient mining. I'll look at it later. This planet is rich in energy and always. That adds sound to put outputs in the system. Synth system. Why is I send this guy just to go about churn out the star paths. I think. That later. foundries with that increased always income. Reduce mineral surplus. So with regards to planet deficits, it makes, assuming the advanced resources, it's just they always don't consume twice the trade to ship around to say consumer goods or minerals. It makes sense to produce alloys right where the minerals are, but consumer goods can actually turn one mineral into more than one consumer goods on average with high supply, so you technically want to produce those in a decentralized manner. I mean, specialized planets actually still are advantageous, but just a little less so with consumer goods than alloys. And it's actually, well, yeah. It's very rarely matters, but could be a tiebreaker in certain situations, I suppose. I wonder what convenient mining does. I don't remember. It's 150, 18. Guess all monthly trade of 5 alloys. Pretty sure the price will drop by then. I'll slowly advancing towards maybe adding a urban district. Or add a monument for extra unity. EX fund. Yeah. Yeah, and some energy to clear that last site. By 20 energy. I use most of my stored trade capacity. Next month I can get stuff queuing up on both these worlds. Huh. More habitable worlds. Tropical and ocean. Nice. Good to map out where those are before I survey anything. Cool. Clear up that industrial wasteland. We should I think of it as maybe doing some bioremediation work. It's where you use often like specific fungi or plants to gather radioactive and toxic materials, concentrate them, and then harvest them and, well, further process to further concentrate, and then, you know, toxic waste barrel kind of thing. You store something where it won't pollute the soil. At least that's my vague understanding of the idea. As a biologist, you learn about a little bit about bioremediation, but only from the sense of how plants and fungi concentrate stuff. None of the engineering of what comes next. You know, that's, I guess, for environmental ecological engineers.
Research concluded.
Ground defense planning. There are many alien empires who gladly seize our worlds. We haven't met any yet. Any alien empires, period, for themselves, and must be prepared for them should the worst come to pass. I wonder if that adds naval capacity from night jobs. Probably not. Even The soldiers are placed with knights on anchor. Pop growth speed, though. That's good. Genome mapping. I could have done this, but pop growth is king. I'm actually running out of spare civilians. I have about 9 surplus pops, so to speak, and another sea district after I clear the industrial wasteland. Or more metallurgist jobs, artisans, scientists, and pop growth. And extra housing. Cool. At this point, let's go ahead generous funding for the quest. Let's hurt my energy and alloy surpluses, but I'll add to my unity. Goes from 74 to it'll recalculate next month. Something higher. And a little excitement as I reach the next stage sooner. Quest, the Toxic God. Make sure running a slight energy credit deficit now. It's not big. You can buy some energy credits with trade value. Avoiding kind of a crisis.
We have detected an anomaly.
Life signs have been detected coming from inside the atmosphere of this gas giant. Could indicate the presence of some kind of biosphere. Good. Maybe. Like to research that. Investigate. This guy moved to known. Probably survey more stuff. Careful on him in case there's danger in this system. Faith in science next up in my first ascension part. Yeah. Survey this stuff. That system and then double back here. Swing around through here. Get these systems, maybe.